Alright, how's it going, guys? Oh, that's really loud, sorry. Maybe that's why. My microphone's just speaking 24/7, that's why everyone can hear my keyboard. Let me turn that down a little bit. Alright, hopefully that's good. And then we ping the Discord. Transmedium at GregTech, GTNH. Eliza. Man, she's going wild. She's like upside down, ripping at the bottom of the chair. That was like impressive dexterity to be able to rip that well at that angle. I care about the chair a little bit, but I mean, if it is a sacrifice, so be it. We're back. So, the plan for today. Last stream, I set stuff up so that way we could go AFK for a while, and we would come back to a whole bunch of aluminum. And that's essentially what's happened, is I've been AFK... How long was I AFK that day? Almost 8 hours, I want to say? Roughly? I mean, just spitballing, right? You will someday sing. That is correct. But in the time we were AFK, we got like 800 aluminum ingots, which is just absolutely absurd. Far exceeds my expectations. That was awesome. But now we got this whole thing we need to clean up. And I kind of want to keep this around to some extent, right? Like, this was really successful. I like to keep it running 24/7. If we go down and look at our fluids, like benzene, our power source, I believe we actually went way up in benzene. Benzene, where you at? Right here, we're up 2 million benzene, so like no problem keeping this stuff running. We have quite a few fluids running around, it actually looks like. Wow. This is who I got. So chloric, nothing happened. Chloride, nothing happened. Benzene obviously went up. Wood tar. Nitrogen, we're capped. I guess I just noticed that. Oxygen, we're getting close to capped. Refined glue, we're 500,000. Ethylene only 300,000. I guess we're not making ethylene at the moment, right? 0.4 million, Robert. I'm taking my chicken, leaving. Wow, it's been so long, Sing. You're just gonna leave just like that? But we built this last time. Hooked that kind of madness up. I believe this was actually still running when I got back after like 8 hours or something. I guess it just didn't have all the ores or something like that. Oh yeah, we could have it do raw iron, that's no problem. Ah, I see. No, that's understandable. Are you going to Quantum Hell? Well, you see, I do stream to 2 platforms. Alright, then let's add that, add that. There we go. Cool. So I'll take care of that for us. No problems. Is there any other things we need to check on? So 54,000 oak logs there. No problems there, naturally. Water is doing fine. This guy's still running. Are we still capped out on logs over here? Yes. Basically, I mean, we're half a stack down, which has normal fluctuations. It'd be significantly lower than half a stack down if we're having issues. I honestly don't know, Sing. Maybe it resets so your streamer doesn't stream for a while. I honestly have no clue. That was just a random idea that had popped in my head. So let's see, I want 17 of these. Cool. Let that do its thing. And so today the goal is stainless steel, right? Stainless steel, we're gonna try to automate fully as like a supply chain thing, right? Which means we need EBF. We can do this top one, but we're gonna need a medium voltage EBF, which we have one up here, luckily. It also requires oxygen, whereas this guy's running off of nitrogen. Is he actually right now? Is he? It's on 1. 37 seconds for an aluminum ingot. I suppose not. Why has she found a ripette in the bathroom? Wildcat. I'm actually really confused what she's getting into. 1 second here. Did you come running? I wanted to see what you were doing. You, like, getting into the cabinet or something? Oh well. I'll be a mystery. So we might just make another EBF, which might be the play. I have an EBF downstairs that is set up for high voltage. Probably a similar setup to this one here. Alright, so you're saying Invar, manganese, nickel, iron, and chrome. So nickel is no problem. We have an absurd amount of nickel. Chrome is what we get from ruby dust, remember, right? And then we have manganese. This stuff, which I genuinely forgot what we get this from. It's been so long. So this one, or probably, if I remember it, we're doing ruby juice, and we're electrolyzing ruby juice. Is the best way to do this. Yeah, so you can do it this way, which is like super, super wasteful. Or I guess you're centrifuging ruby dust, aren't you? Yeah, right here. So this is what, 1 ruby? Yeah, this is 1 crushed ruby to 1 ruby juice, which is a 50% chance at chrome, as opposed to like 6 rubies for 1 chrome. It's just infinitely better. So that's the plan there. I suppose what makes this a little awkward is how do you do the crafting recipe, right? Oh, we have to have impure. We can't purify it all the way. Let's see how we're doing on that in general. Alright, so this column is ruby. Right here, perfect. We have almost 15 stacks of ruby. Alright, that should be plenty of chrome. What, that'll come out to like 7.5-ish stacks once we're done processing it all. So that'll be super awesome. I don't even know the proper way to handle all that charcoal. How's it going, Pseudo? Back to playing the Greg Tech. I actually have, I guess, not completely. I was gonna say I have the hard part of an EBF. So we need conveyor for that to dump that out. Centrifuge stuff is fine. Where do we want to put this guy? This seems like the best spot, but it's kind of weird to have like specifically a ruby section. Yeah, let's get a conveyor because for now that's bothering me. The loose charcoal. What am I doing this to my wrench? Dude, it's been so long. Like, the last time I played this was like mid-April. But I'm ready to go ham again. Okay, so this eventually feeds on over to all of our compressors here. And so it'll have, in theory, absolutely no problem finding a good destination. Oh, that's actually a lot of full compressors. And then this steam turbine can keep up, no problem. Alright, so back to chrome. We need a centrifuge. Just take an inventory real quick to see if we have one. We do not. Okay, yeah, these are chances, aren't they? I suppose the best way to go about this is going to be to take all this output and just dump it into a chest and then import that into our system. And that's because we have these like probability stuff down here, which is super annoying to deal with. And then it'd be fairly easy to just recycle the hydrochloric acid within the system and tell it to just supply us with impure ruby dust and tiny piles of sodium hydroxide. And this is going to be the way that we're going to make that stuff. Is there a way I can make it tiny automatically? I turn it into salt? Oh, hydrochloric acid. All the wild chemistry. All right. Centrifuge. Then we need a medium voltage mixer. And then I'll do this separately. I'll teach the system how to do this in a different way. Add water to it, and then teach it how to craft. Get a fluid extractor, that'd be no problem. How much sodium hydroxide do we have? None, but we have plenty of sodium. Oh, that's a... I guess because over here we just kind of absolutely melted through our lazurite. Yeah. Still have an absurd amount left. Oh, whoops. Alright, let's try that again. Shift C. Perfect. And then we need the turbine. And then we need a fluid supplier. So logistics, fluid supplier. Then we're gonna need some fluid pipes. Normal steel will be overkill for what we need. And then we need a supplier chest, well, a supplier pipe. Oh, this song. I'm trying out something fancy with the music selection. Yesterday I went kind of wild. I have a web app I made for stream essentially, and it's essentially trying to match like certain energy values and stuff. I don't have like the entire music library that I gave it completely set up quite yet, but it will eventually try to match like a certain energy and stuff that I want the stream at, which will be kind of cool. All right. So mixer. And gas turbine. This is going to be benzene. Do I have it on the left somewhere? I'm sure somewhere. Surely. Within all of these. There we go. So benzene, try to keep like 1400. I'm so slow. I have fluid supply right now. So this guy, we're going to supply two things. We're going to supply impure ruby dust. because this is the form our rubies are in. And the tiny piles of sodium hydroxide. This is gonna be, I believe, full will work. I don't know if I should set these to a stack each. I don't know. We'll see. Worst case scenario, it just spams a whole bunch and tries to dump an absurd amount into here. All right, and then it will be an auto fluid out to here. Steel pipe. This guy will do his thing, and then it's easier to pull items out than fluids, so I'll auto fluid out like this. And then we'll manually pull out items. Every 20 seconds. Is that enough? I actually don't know. You know, we'll take the high voltage conveyor just in case. And if that's not enough, then I am impressed. And this project has went way better than I thought. Do we have an extractor? How's it going, Luximu? Active supplier, okay. No, that's the wrong one. I do need an extractor, right? Yeah, I need just a normal extractor. We're doing pretty good. We are finally completely automating ruby dust. That's not ruby dust. Ruby juice, because ruby juice is so much more efficient. But we're setting it up here. So what do we have for outputs? I'm very confused by what you mean by that. We have 5. Our logistics pipes. Yeah, logistics pipes are awesome. We're actually in high voltage now, so we're getting kind of close to unlocking applied energistics, but I'm going to keep on using these guys for a while. I'm at least going to use them to like make an absurd amount of applied energistics materials and stuff. You know, have like 10 stacks of interfaces type of deal. That might be a little bit further than what I actually need, but I think you get the general idea. And I do have barrels, cool. No, you probably did not. I haven't been streaming a ton. The last one was like back in mid-April. And then we'll just hook these all up to providers. It'll be like super easy. Providers, we just need a few basics, a few unrouted. How's it going, Gavin? I know, right? Imagine streaming. Oh, I forgot that was only stacked to 16. made a pollution-based mob farm yet. We're gonna have to make one, aren't we? Honestly, at this point. Oh, Wellam? Oh, well, you're proud. I see what you mean. Yeah. And then unrouted. It's kind of complicated to get used to, but like once you're used to it, it's kind of awesome. Yes, when in the future, Gavin. Like, honestly, it could be kind of funny to do a project where we try to make the 256 EBF and then just like give that a low like a low voltage muffler hatch, so that way it just produces like the pollution of 256 EBFs, and then run that into a mob farm. That'd be kind of hilarious. Cool, so everything's attached. It's because logistics pipes have style. Factorio brain got me. That is true. Logistics pipes has a very nice style to it. I don't know, I feel like I can fairly easily justify it's like, hey, we're using logistics pipes for whatchamacallit. Okay, this is gonna be a little funny, but whatever. We're just doing it messy. I could probably justify using this for like warehouse, like this stuff down here, without a problem. The only thing would be the fluid crafting. Is you can do it, but you have to be fancy with it. I am streaming on YouTube as well. That's where Gavin's at. You just use them in open factory floor areas. True. What was my train of thought? My train of thought was that I need cables. Yes, we should use lead. I'm sure Gavin would appreciate that. I actually don't have a yield in here. I can't make... Am I that low on copper? I am that desperately low on copper. Wow. That explains some things. Why are you appreciating lead besides the flavor? Because lead is an ultra low voltage cable, and so if I tried to use lead here, it would just explode. That's why you would appreciate lead. Is this... This is probably a massive backlog of stuff that needs to be centrifuged. That's what it looks like. Wait, is this? No, this is output. Oh, is impure sulfur in here? How's it going, Best Dolos? Gavin is now strongly in favor of using the lead cables. Whatever, I'll just use these. Super overkill for what we're doing. What's really going to be fun is when we upgrade from high voltage to extreme voltage. Because high voltage is when it's recommended that we kind of go with like a centralized power system. And so when you get into extreme voltage, you know, you have the opportunity if you accidentally hook up the generator to just chain reaction everything. Be a very dangerous time for us. Okay, so generator's working. Awkward cable routing is fine. Need some cells to jumpstart this thing with the whatchamacallit? The fun fluids that you probably don't want to get on your hands. Hydrochloric acid's probably pretty nasty stuff. I have 0 empty cells. Okay, so they wouldn't be hiding in here because I'd be able to see them. I hear some. Oh, that's right. We still have hydrogen as a byproduct, don't we? Refined glue, ethylene, molten pol. Nitrogen, wood tar, benzene, iron 3, hydrochloric acid. You'll be studying math? Oh, how fun. Alright, so what are we missing? We're missing the tin pipes, and we're missing the sodium hydroxide. Which, sodium hydroxide we should automatically do, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit of a pain. I don't think I can make the small pile automatically, unfortunately. But that's not the end of the world. There we go. So I suppose upgrade these, so structural level 2, so that means I need 3, 4, and 5, and I need 2 of them. But is it one of those copper? It's bronze. We'll see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh well, how many is this? Slot 7, so that means I could do... I'm going to put 8 of those on there too. My upgrade. Alright, so we need a chemical reactor. Is there any requirement on tier? No, we can do low voltage. That's not a problem. Cool. So we're going to want a satellite fluid provider. I guess not. We just want a satellite. Satellite fluid provider is gibberish. And then we're going to need a fluid extractor for the hydrogen too. A fluid provider. I suppose I can auto out the fluid, right? Yeah, so that won't be a problem. It just has to go into... No, that is a problem still. Missing the tin rotor. Easy enough fix. It's actually kind of a wild looking block. Okay. It's been awesome. I've had to do this. So we need blank. I need 2 of them. Perfect. Lapis plates. We need a vacuum tube. Actually, what am I doing? We're lazy. I need to do it this way. Make my assembler. Take our crafting pipe. If I don't have any crafting pipes, we can make one. And then just tell it how to do that. Missing 4 copper ingots. Yeah. That is so wild. I got like an absurd amount of chalcopyrite. I'm pretty sure I told it just to smelt the chalcopyrite. It electrolyzes into sulfur, but sulfur is fairly available. Oh wait, there's no way I'm electrolyzing chalcopyrite. Suppose we are. 3 more. Basic chemical reactor. Crafting pipes. Time to add on to the gigantic monster. Oh wow, is this row actually filled up? I mean, basically, right? Wow. For the most part, these are 1 recipe per machine. It's just easier that way, so we don't get backed up. It's like, this is what progress looks like. And then you need to be on 18. We need fluid satellites. And I need fluid crafting upgrade. That I completely forgot about. Fluid crafting upgrade. I think that's it. I think we'll be good. Alright, so your job is to make these things. You do rely on a satellite. Probably satellite 23. Molten soldering alloy, okay. Thanks for the sub, Sarah Knight. How's it going? Alright. Blank. Lapis. Vacuum tube. Steel bolts, which it doesn't know how to make. That's fine. Luminar to get extractor. I believe that should be good. Did you manage to get your Rezil 13s, Sarah Knight? What's my train of thought? Missing copper ingots. Oh, We got him in. Oh, you need one seat? It was kind of funny watching Jack's video earlier today, because I have like a completely different opinion than he does about how healing's going. Oh wait, it's making the... It's actually making blank modules, so it's gonna be a second. I need one of these. Of course I'm missing double steel plates. Luckily we have plenty of steel. Yeah, I agree. My problem is just like how much they pruned Preservation Evoker. Like Preservation Evoker is an entirely different class than it has been, and it does not feel good to play. But I'm starting to get into some of the things that are a little interesting, like... Where is it? Double put on 2. Alright. Like, playing around reverberations makes it more fun. Oh, the dispels as we used to? Yeah. It's wild how Blizzard essentially... So, Blizzard's got like 3 player bases, right? You know, they got tanks, they have healers, and they have DPS. And for whatever reason, when they're getting rid of all the add-ons and stuff, they don't listen to the healers, even though the healers for months have been like, hey guys, this is going to be an issue. Hey guys, this is going to be an issue. And then they just run like full speed into the update, and it's like, hey, guess what guys? It's an issue on release. And Blizzard's just like, oh, who could have seen that coming? That's crazy. We got to fix that. The player base isn't always right on things, but, you know, sometimes they're right on things. My manganese. Oh, well, we'll get it back in a second. Blizzard listened to us, true. What was I thinking? Manganese. I need the cell, that's right. The reason I have not taught it how to do double plates yet is because I believe this is a medium voltage recipe. Which, like, I could do, but then I gotta set up a new generator down there. That's medium voltage. Put more strain on it. What means this is taking so long? This too, to be honest. Is it out of power? Average input 5 volts, average output 7 amps. Yeah, so I can pretty easily do 7 amps. I have no problem making rubber sheets. What are you doing? Okay, you're making... Oh, cool, that sounds like fun. Hope it goes well. Three-hour route, $200. That's really good. $70 miles. I mean, is it like a personal vehicle drive though, or is that like? Wait a minute. 3 hours, 70 miles. That'd be a lot of stops for UPS. Probably like 20-ish. Somewhere between 20 and 30 probably. Even in personal. Oh wow. Where's he even making... Discord's dying, I love that. Discord is always dying. It's kind of funny. Yeah, we might need an autopsy. It is idle, but it is expecting things. Alright, it is time to fix the logistics pipe system. All other projects are off. Okay, there should be a whole bunch of steel magnetic rods coming out of here. He has no steel magnetic rods. Oh, I mean, it went alright. We went all the way to... Yeah, I did. We talked about it, basically. The druid sent me a big long essay before they left. But, we got all the way to Salhadar. We got Salhadar pulled down to, like, 1%. Naturally, the 3 pugs we had were the top 3 DPS. But, at that point, when you're pulling Salhadar for a while... One of the pugs leave, it's like, who's gonna come get locked out for a chance at, like, a boss that doesn't have much for loot? A boss that doesn't have much for loot, and, yeah. The way that dungeons work in World of Warcraft, it's not dungeons, raids, is that if you join a mythic raid, you have to do that mythic raid with that group or whatever for the week. So it's just, you're not gonna find somebody who's gonna come in the middle of raid. Unless it's like a specific boss which has a really good drop, then somebody may be willing to take it. They're better off just starting a fresh group. Okay, so that should hopefully help some things. What else is jammed down here? Unfortunately, I don't have quite as much access to stuff in here. Wait, what the? Oh yeah, we're missing the blank modules. Which one of you guys makes blank modules? Why is this one not? Ah. Yes, that would do it. Alright, so that problem solved. Don't know why it was an issue to begin with. Oh, okay, so it's right there on the other side. The second one with the satellite. Let's go talk to him. Sweet, I can't see your Discord. Yeah, Discord's having a bad day, it sounds like. Which, I mean, to me it sounds like just another day. That's how Discord has been lately. So it is missing something. What do you need to make blank modules? Oh, you need the vacuum tubes. But what is holding up vacuum tubes? Where are vacuum tubes made? This has really highlighted the need for better access. Okay, so this is vacuum tubes actually. What is it missing? Oh, copper wire. Okay, it's working on it basically. It's working on it and they're in high demand. suppose at the risk of I mean, it highlights the need to label things. Yeah. I mean, yes and no. In some ways, yeah, stuff needs to get labeled better, but like at the same time, it's like, even if you have to, even if you label stuff, you're still like digging through everything in kind of a funny way. All right, I'm just gonna say vacuum tubes are under high demand, and we're not gonna worry about it for a little bit, which means that we just plan for everything minus the fluid extractor. Throw these on. Those will gradually fill up over time. Cool. All right, do I have another one of these guys to start on? So I got 27, 72, 29. I'll do 32 and I'll put 16 in each of these. Just that way they're like nowhere near a risk of overcapping. I've done a bit, but I also haven't played a ton, right? Like, last time I played was back in April. Like, mid-April. Missing oak planks and small iron gears. I remember this being enough of an issue that I have an absurd amount of this stuff. Is that a lot of hours to go? I don't know. I can see the power of AFK, right? Like, if I just AFK right now, like, half my problems are just straight up solved. So, like, I suppose there's that. I wonder if we can do water buckets. Fluid provider, I need basic fluid. I mean, yes and no. I feel like the need to AFK is just, it's like Factorio, right? Like, you can AFK in Factorio and it helps you a ton. But I feel like that points more towards, I haven't scaled stuff up fast enough or well enough that, like, if that makes sense or whatever. If I don't have to finish that thought. Like, the whole point is that you want stuff going like 24/7, and if you don't have enough to do what you want to do right now, well then you just need more throughput, more processing or whatever, if that makes sense. Factorio very much plays that way. Whereas, in my experience for past Minecraft mod packs, definitely you can outrun yourself in some ways. You gonna ever go to bed? Got a lot of single items, like 5 pages of single items. What was the train of thought? We needed a super tank, which of course we can't make. Probably getting close to the point we should be making the higher tier super tanks. So it can only be crafted in a crafting table. That's not fun. You're no fun. This can be done now. Fluid solidifier. Or extruder. Missing 4 copper ingots. We're still missing copper. Dude, that is wild. That's right. This side, Chalcopyrite. 3, 4. You know, something tells me we need even more centrifuges. I got these forever ago. Let's finally plug them in. Suppose I could throw chrome in this one. It was like super cool seeing all the items flow around though. So we need one of these crafting tables. Yes, stuck making an absurd amount of medium voltage motors. That's fine. It's trying to fill up this chest probably. This chest has a bunch of just good things to have on hand type of deal. So yeah, we need fluid solidifier. I guess this is kind of a question, right? Is it better to have polyethylene ingots? Or is it better to use the fluid and solidify the fluid? Just like universally across the base. How's it going, Cat? My gut is telling me we need the extruder. It's better to use the bars. Of course we don't have pumps. Missing 4 rubber rings. Yeah, a lot of red steel and TFG. What is TFG? Man, this is funny. Terra Firma Greg. Oh, okay. That is... Oh, boy. Yeah, that sounds terrifying. That sounds truly terrifying. Do it this way. This. Do I have one of those? Surely I have a blank cast around here somewhere. Also create. I guess I don't know a ton about create. Create was a mod kind of after my time. After my prime. I know a lot of people are big fans of it. this thing is a little busy at the moment. All right, Lurksy move. Alright, give me steel. I've seen some cool stuff with it though, like how you're able to make moving platforms and stuff. Like that's always really cool. Put that there for now. I need to clear out more space, aren't I? Burn the wool stuff is fun. That's like super old Minecraft though, like everything else is not my cup of tea. It's a good mod, but not for me. Oh, creates a inspired by Better Than the Wolves. I see. That makes sense. Yeah, cool. We are getting the steel in there. Actually, I can just do this there first. Oh, excuse me. Leave that there for a second. Alright, so we have the rubber sheets. Throw these back in there. I want to throw the cast in there too. Use the knife for hopefully one of the last times out of the series. At least for now. There we go. I'll be able to craft some low voltage pumps. Everything else became dull. Yeah, GTNH kinda outscales everything else, but like it's a very impressive mod. Modpack. I can see why you'd feel that way after playing GTNH. 1.6.4 updated textures, basically Japified, and planning to move to 1.7, 1.8 in the future. Oh, okay. I mean, 1.6. I guess I'm on 1.7 right now, right? What can I really say? Like, what changed in 1.7? What was that? Was that like a die update or something? Actually, I'm kind of curious. What was 1.7? The update that changed the world, it was die. It is sad that I guessed that. I remember when this one came out. What was I doing? Oh yeah, pump. Cool, so we have the pumps for the basic fluid solidifier. Basic extruder. There's no way I have this, yeah. Yeah, of course it's copper. It's always copper. Hey, we actually got some in here though. Yeah, Savannah and Big Spruce. Ooh. I remember when those were new. But also all the flowers. Back before then, it was basically just dandelion and rose, remember, right? Was it called rose? Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was called rose because now it's called poppy. That's true. I mean, when you're like literally the source inspiration of like pistons, the addition of pistons would probably mess up the balance and stuff of your mod. Okay, we're gonna be waiting on electric motors for a while. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, yeah, I should avoid doing that in the future as much as possible. So I like punched through a craft by like manually putting in like the steel rods, and it just now came up to do it. So for the hardcore stuff that messes up the balance. We need a large pipe. Yes. Do we need mold? I think it's mold. No, extruder shape. This goes in here. We can craft the fluid solidifier. No, we can't, because of course we can't. I'm sure I got chest lying around. And better than wolves, getting diamonds is a huge effort, which puts you to mid game. At 1.13, you can find diamonds in like 4 to 5 minutes. Yeah. Let's go to the aquatic update. But I mean, even then, I'm gonna be honest, diamonds were never super difficult. We were all just kids and bad at the game. Oh, whoops. Okay. Actually, what am I doing? This one can stay. It's the other that's got a bit removed. Shipwreck spam everywhere. Yeah. Put this in here? I can't. I love how today has been like, hey, we need infinite ruby juice, and we haven't even made like a single ruby juice yet. in part because I want to automate the whatchamacallit process a bit more. Automate the super tank process a bit more. So we can do the fluid solidifier. Let me get a satellite crafted. Yeah, I'll have no problem. It's not gonna get backed up on us on accident. What I come down here looking for? That's what I came down here looking for. I'm looking for the satellite, not the satellite. Yeah, the satellite. The satellite crafter. Because it is on a low voltage machine, it needs to be on a high voltage. There it is. It's a medium voltage, not high voltage. Am I missing anything? Missing the robot arm. Oh, there's just going to be an orphan robot arm in there at some point. That's no big deal. We need fluid crafting upgrade. Crafting pipe. This will be rubber rings. Oh, I suppose I'm going to need another fluid solidifier, aren't I? I didn't even think about that. This one was supposed to be for polyethylene bars. But yet here we are. Satellite 24. Alright, make one of these with 36 liters. That guy's still waiting on the vacuum tubes. Three years later, still waiting on vacuum tubes. Okay, this should be finished. All right. Oh yeah, we're gonna need. We're gonna need another ingot mold, aren't we? Yep. It never ends. Just when I thought we'd finally be rid of the Tinkers. Here it is, needed for like a bajillion things. Here we want these crafted, of course. Can I make iron rods from a low voltage extruder? Medium voltage, rip. Oh, I caused lag, my fault. Are we back yet? There we go, now we're back. My fault, I caused lag. I don't think that was an issue on... Yeah, I don't think that was like literally ever an issue on Arch. I think it's a cache specific thing. I don't know, I just gotta go back to Arch. Then all will be right in the universe. Alright, we got the basic fluid solidifier. So we need the crafting satellite, which we need the iron rods for, which we just spat in there. Put that guy back for a while. So yeah, the basic extruder can already place down. We need to give them like actual plans and stuff. But that's no problem. Alright, your job is polyethylene polyethylene pipes. There we go, priority 1. Fluid solidifier. I'm amazed how well that battery pack's been doing this stuff. I figured we have outscaled it at this point. Wait, what am I doing? Is this extruder shape? It is shape. Okay. Yes, I had it in my inventory. Cool. I just need to make polyeth bars and then plastic pipes fully automated. You guys remember how we were gonna make like infinite chrome today? And manganese. Yeah, I remember that too. Alright, so we need ingot. This, extruder, this, solidifier, ingot. Oh no. Yeah, we need mold because this is fluid solidifier. Okay. So they're back to doing their job. Fluid satellite is upstairs. The crafting upgrade is already on it. This will be polyethylene bars. I did forget a basic. Oh, there's one in here. Cool. So we have satellite number 25. Let me just spam click that real quick. Oh, that's the one thing. Alright, polyethylene bars. Alright, let's see. Plastic pipe. Okay, cool. That's kind of funny. There's already like 7 in there. Alright, so now what am I missing? Super tank, hermetic casing, assembler. Alright. Missing gold foil. I suppose for the crafting module. Why does this thing not know how to make gold foil? Feels like a bit of an oversight. Because what, it's just throwing it in a, yeah. I guess what, guys? We're making gold foil. Actually, let's confirm that gold foil can be made in low voltage. Oh yeah. I suppose it is a plate. No, it's not. It's this one. Yeah. Alright, so we're unlocked 2 new recipes. Gold foil and hermetic casings. Alright, so this one is the hermetic casing. Oops, it's this one. Not that it changes anything, it looks like. Then you are gold foil. I have a feeling this one's gonna be fairly popular. Yeah, there's already stuff on its way. That thing's still waiting on vacuum tubes. Yeah, because I was trying to make an absurd amount of circuits in general. Wish I had free cam. Yeah. Alright, so now we can make hermetic casing, which means we're one step closer to automating the super tanks, which at this point we could fully automate just by making one of these things, which I do have in the system. Table. I don't have these in the system. I could have sworn I did. Alright, I stand corrected. Alright, but let's see if I can just do this. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That is a satisfactory result from all of our madness. I'll accept that. I don't need to have 2 sacks of these guys on hand. At least not yet. Yeah, which fluid is this even? It's holding water, right? Yeah, because of the water bucket. What vibe are we going for? Let's infinite amethyst. Infinite amethyst? So I'm checking if the algorithm's working. Yeah, the algorithm seems to be working. I'm gonna do that. And we'll see how that changes the music it's picking. Alright, super tank. You go down there. You have water. Lock fluid. Overflow void. I really don't want to give this unrestricted access to our water supply at the moment. Like, we do make a lot of water, but we also consume a lot of water, and explosions happen if we aren't able to consume a lot of water. I shouldn't eat a ton of this stuff at the moment, because I'm trying to make more sodium hydroxide. Yeah, and I get 3 per. So this will be like 3 stacks, and then I make it tiny. And like, yeah, this will just be more than enough. Is there a hydrogen? We do not have hydrogen. So we'll make another super tank. I should have the basic fluid and I should have the fluid provider. Just gotta find them. That is nice though. Just share request everything. I think all this, except for other than maybe the iron plate, is auto-crafted. Got a text message on a Friday? No way, text me on Friday? Oh, it's just the apartment. They're doing maintenance inspections for another building. Cool, set this guy up for hydrogen. Provider, basic, lock fluid, hydrogen. Cool. Now I have hydrogen storage. Actually, I have a bunch of hydrogen cells, don't I? Whoops. No! That's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Yeah, I do have a bunch of hydrogen. This is where all of our cells are. Probably get rid of this stuff. I suppose the rest of our cells are probably in the system to make rubber. Alright, cool. So now we're ready for a chemical reactor. I believe I just tell it to make this, and then we're going to just fluid extract the hydrogen. That's not a problem. This guy has been waiting for literally 2 hours on vacuum tubes. Let's see if we can't speed it up. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I do. I know we're gonna end up with like a backlog of like annealed copper wires once this is all said and done inside that machine, but that's honestly not a huge issue. Put you on one. One of these makes like an absurd amount, doesn't it? Yes. Oh, it's 4 to 16. That isn't bad. Help resolve some of the congestion. Alright, it's one of these, right? Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, because it's trying to make 56 circuit boards right now. That is a lot of circuit board. So yeah, let's do that like twice as much. Oh, I would if I could, Apparently, chalcopyrite is still not at the point where it's getting centrifuged. Oh wait, we're getting close. There's some in here. Make its way to the... No, not yet. It's wild that, like, that thing was running slow, so I just, like, alright, how about we try, like, 10 centrifuges on top of the 8 that I already have, and it's still taking forever. Oh, whoops. It was already locked. Hey, finally. Now we can make those fluid extractors. I should still have a chemical reactor somewhere. Yep. Fluid crafting. Give me a fluid satellite. I believe it's just these 3. Cool. I suppose now we can do an item extractor for the output of the ruby juice. Should work fine. It does like 10 items per second. And this is only ever gonna produce like 7 every 2 seconds if it's like an insane proc. If we need extra, we can obviously put in another one. That should be like turbo overkill. Alright, cool. So now this is finally all set up in a way that I like a little bit more. We just gotta get the sodium hydroxide. The tiny piles. Alright. Basic chemical reactor. And this is actually going to round out all of our crafting here. We're going to have to go somewhere else if we want more crafting. I'll have to extend it further down or something else. Like, I can fit a few more of these guys in. That's not a problem. But, I mean, honestly, probably upgrade to doing this with medium voltage machines and just go down the floor. Or I suppose I could start another row over here with medium voltage machines. I don't know, we got decisions to make. What am I doing? We need this stuff. Yep. Throw this in there. What am I missing? I'm missing basic pipes. Don't know why those are taking so long. Strange. Kind of weird. for fluids, not fluid basic pipes, not basic pipes. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yep, there it is. Oh, it probably stacked or okay. There we go. I'm sure I'll find a use for the satellite pipes eventually. I suppose they could be helpful for multis. Oh, apparently I completed this on accident. Calcite or gypsum? Gypsum is annoying if I'm right. Calcite I think we have plenty of. Got even more new stuff. Alright, just throw that all in there. You know what, even the foods I'm gonna throw in there. They may be a pain to get out later. Alright. Fluid satellite. Fluid extractor. Let me through. That's not a crafting pipe. Do I already have a crafting pipe? We do not already have a crafting pipe. It's going less smoothly than I wanted. Oh, this thing's finally finished. Wow, impressive. Oh boy, 6 diodes? Do you not know how to make diodes? Of course. Oh, this stuff is... Yeah, this is like end of medium voltage stuff that I thought was annoying. Forgot about all this. Solar grade silicon. Then I can automatically make this, can't I? Yeah. Save enough fluid. No. Silicone tetrachloride. Missing chlorine and empty cells. Do I have, I'm sure I got chlorine. Yeah. Now we go and we like fully automate this instead of working on Chrome. I mean, it would be on brand. I'll just feed it to you. So that'll be, I need 21. Yep, that's no problem. 28 extra cells. So yeah, theoretically, we have everything we need to make a wafer, which lets me make 16 of these things, which makes me make a stack of diodes, which we're burning through how quickly? Surely there's a better way to make these. I genuinely forget how it was though that I was making these. So let's look at wafer. So it's from 2 gallium arsenide dust, whereas let's say we use the small pile. Let me throw in it this way too. So now say we're making a stack. That'd be a good metric. As to make it with the small pile, which I can't make with annealed copper, it looks like. I can right here. How much is this? They're actually roughly the same in cost. They're closer than I thought they would be. Oh no, they're not. $48 from 2 as opposed to $64 from 2. It's also more expensive on polyeth. And cost silicone. Missing 2 empty cells. It's like a curse. You shall never have enough cells. Like I angered some like eldritch being who's just deleting the empty cells. I thought the eldritch being was the rubber production, but I don't know. The rubber production should be calming down. This thing isn't spewing rubber everywhere. There we go. So now we can make 32 of that, which would be no problem to make 32 of the other. And then we'll be able to make a bunch more diodes, which means we'll no longer be struggling. I wish I could view the recipe that this is using. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. It does look pretty cool out at night. Alright, so I think we get all this for a crafter. What's the diode even being used for? Am I crazy? Wait, so you're telling me... Seriously? There's no way that I've been dealing with this for the entirety of medium voltage and didn't realize. That's kind of crazy, actually. We gotta get it before it realizes that it needs the good circuits for this chest up here. There we go. So that is actually a massive oversight that I didn't even realize. We're gonna have to fix that. Gallium arsenide. I genuinely forget where like the main sources of gallium arsenide was. Gallium hydroxide, I mean that's just self-referential, isn't it? Electrolyzing sulfurite. Or zinc. And this stuff is sulfur veins in the nether, alright. That's for the gallium. Now how about for the arsenide? Arsenic. It's not found in a pure form, so can we electrolyze it? That's some crazy looking ore. Cobalite. I actually don't have an absurd amount of cobalite. Because this stuff is just in Twilight Forest everywhere, right? Apparently it's in space mining. Cobaltite. It is strange that it's not... Oh, because I was looking at raw cobalt. Whereas if I look at cobalt ore, cobalite, nickel veins, Twilight Forest. There we go. Alright. No crafting module here yet. 24 hours. Yep, that's right. Oh, that's funny. So, a YouTuber who does a lot of like World of Warcraft healing and stuff posted a video about how healing is at midnight today. And it's funny because like literally everyone else who raids in our raid group is talking about how healing is so bad. Are you around, Cyberella? Cyberella's telling me I need to do like a full rewrite. This thing takes so long. I just want this last thing, and then we'll be able to make hydroxide. Actually, I wonder. I thought I saw hydroxide. Am I thinking about something else? Gallium hydroxide. Okay, but that's some wild stuff that we don't have. I suppose not. Sodium formate. Oh, come on, you bastard. You've been taking so long. We're actually pretty close to 2,000 aluminum. Alright. Finally, get this done. Drop you there. Forget that I need basic pipes. Alright. Is you 26? You need fluid crafting upgrade. You also are gonna need where's the recipe? Doing this one. Give me a canner. Is there hopefully eventually there just one? So I can put you on the right one. So we need 1,000 water. You get 3 sodium hydroxide, and you just put in a sodium. You're on 1. Cool. So let's go request a stack. And then we'll just manually craft it into the tiny piles, and then from there we just feed it into the system, and it should hopefully crush sespertine. Oh, rip. Request 2 stacks, sure. Request 3 stacks. Yeah, it should be like the Ruby side of everything fully automated. You can go check it out in a sec. And this will want the silicone tetrachloride to be a fluid form. So, let's jump that in there. There we go. I'll turn it into a fluid for us, so by the time we're back up, we're able to request solar grade. and make a wafer. Cool, it's doing the things. And the hydrogen's getting pulled out. Dude, water does look kind of funny flowing through here. Neat. So now if I craft it like this, I need tiny. There we go. If I throw this in here, whoops, wrong place. Throw this in here. Let me run real quick. I should see it coming down from here. Here it comes. Into here. Convert it off into one of these chests and then pulled out. Did we miss it? I can't tell if that was it or not. Should be ending up over here. Hell yeah. I did miss it. And of course this isn't quite as satisfying because I forgot to put this on the right circuit. So now we have ruby juice, which is automatically getting fluid out into here. Which this guy needs to be on a circuit. And now this is automatically... Oh, we need more power. Oh, how I've missed this noise. Alright, we'll get a second one and a second fluid supplier. That should not be a problem. And that will run until we have like 7.5 stacks of chrome. Gas turbine. Ooh, spooky song. Okay, spooky-ish. Held unknown. I hope the little pop-up thing in the bottom left isn't too invasive and distracting and stuff. I wanted it to be frequent enough that you could tell what song was playing if you wanted to know what song was playing, but also like not every 30 seconds because that's just distracting. Actually, I don't even need that, do I? Should all be good. I really like the way it turned out. It looks a lot better than I thought it would. Now I just gotta go through and like actually set all of the whatchamacallums. All the parameters for the songs that are in my library. Cause like theoretically it should be like I base it somewhat off of the way that Pandora does music recommendations. Which is actually a pretty cool way they do it. Essentially, each song is a like position in like RN, depending on like how much energy it has, what the BPM is, maybe the mood or like tonality of the song and some other stuff. But essentially, I got it taking the current mood of like the last couple songs that I played and like a target which I could set. So if I want more high energy songs, I can go over here and say like, oh yeah, my energy target now is like 8. And so I'll take the current songs we got now and I'll slowly bridge and work its way towards the higher energy songs, which will be like right now it's Other Side is the high energy song in here, and I think Relic might be too. But like I'll work towards those. Cool. Look at that, infinite chrome. Could use a bit more hydrochloric acid, but that's not a big deal. That would just increase the whatchamacallit rate. Yeah, you can see it picked other side. This is a higher energy song. Which I find it kind of surprising it jumped all the way to other side. I might have to tune some of the values and stuff around. I should have bridged it with something in the middle. What was I thinking? What was my train of thought? My train of thought was that we need a more powerful conveyor. Oh yeah, let's make that silicone. How's it making this? Oh, sodium, sodium. Oh, it's pulling sodium from two different sources. That's the wrong tool for the job. That is a medium. All right, we're gonna need a high then, because yeah, this is not keeping up. Not even close. 2.3 seconds. So high voltage will be sufficient. No problem is I gotta make a high voltage conveyor, which I really want to do that right now. I suppose there is always a second solution, right? Let's put in much more, see if it's enough to keep up now. For 2.3 seconds, you're not always going to get a proc. This will pull out 2 items. So I mean, we could get like astronomically unlucky and it will back up. But it'll be in a better situation when it does. It'll like slowly be able to like fight its way back, if that makes sense. I believe anyways. Find it up in the miner's backpack, that's fine. And that should be more than we have rubies, to be honest. So that is awesome. Let me just throw these in here. Do we want to make the wafer on stream today? 450 seconds? Yeah, probably not. A million EU? I think I've only made like 2 of these. Sometimes wonder how things get in here. Yeah, I'm trapped for a while. So one downside of logistics pipes. This is honestly like one of the big reasons why I will eventually go to AE. I can't leave right now unless I'm fine with these being like partially crafted. Like, essentially what's going to happen is if I leave, it's going to lose the fact that it wants 28 or however many copper wires out of this basic assembler machine. And then it'll never recover or whatever. So I'll just have, like, fragments left over in here. Which is fine in these, like, single crafting recipe ones. This is why I do these a lot. But in these other ones, like, for example, this wire mill takes, like, 4 different recipes. Then you can very easily end up in a situation where you got copper wire over here and it's trying to make 10 or something like that. So I'm basically at a point where I have to AFK probably like an hour. Just let this thing clear out. But that's not the end of the world. That's because we're stuck with that. I'm going to... I'm going to look at manganese for a bit and see how bad it is. Manganese. Tungsten, parlocyte, sespertine. We have to do something special to get it. Which we can do. Don't I have... I thought I had tantalite. I do. Tantalum dust. What the heck? Niobium. Can I electrolyze this? I can. For a bunch of oxygen, wow. What is this used for? It looks like a cool ingot. Steam fuser has run out of power. Is there a part information about this thing? Oh! See, guys, this is why you always check recipes. Hell yeah. Is it still more efficient to make the wafer? Yeah, it's gotta be. Dude, that's absurd. So we make 512 if we do this like silicone stuff. Whereas here we can make like 2 stacks. Like 2 stacks on the dot. So yeah, this just magnifies the efficiency of using the wafers. Even though it looks like crazy expensive. So yeah, we are for sure going to be doing tantalum stuff. I hope I got some lying around. If not, we'll probably just have to go mine a bunch, right? That'll actually be something good to do while we wait. Tantalite. I do. I have very little of this stuff, but it is around. Let's get both of these processed. Dude, how much copper nickel do you need? What? What? What is this thing even making an absurd amount of? It's making this? But you don't need that much for that, do you? There's no way you need that much copper nickel. What? Oh my god, that's a little absurd. Right, these guys are finally done. Cool. All right, so now all this stuff should be going in there, so those guys can start working again. And then the impure should be getting centrifuged, right? Yes, centrifuge. And there's a chance we get manganese, which would be nice. But if we don't, we just electrolyze it. That's not a big deal. Cool. Stuff running out of power. You guys are running out of power? You guys are running out of power. No. One of those running out of power. Oh. He was trying to electrolyze. Advanced steam turbine. There's not enough steam. I could pretty easily put you on gas, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Get a fluid supplier, put it on gas. No problem. I should be careful. I should make like a benzene monitor or something like that. All right, let's get this crystal started. This wafer. What's an easy way to do this? Let's do that. Some miners might pop out at us. Throw those in. Get rid of those. Get rid of that. And it should take it, I believe. Hot solar silicon. That is not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted at all. Whoops. Silicon grade ingot. I can probably just macerate this. Probably pretty easy to automate this stuff, I think. Cool, alright. That would have been like... incredibly annoying. I need to put it on 2. There we go. Alright, and then I can reconnect everything, no problem. Man, this is still like a 3.5 minute recipe. We are gonna need a dedicated electrolyzing station, that much is for sure. Oh, yeah, that's right. Fluid supplier and gas turbine. But I should, because even crafting out of here pulls from the system. You know, it can't get worse than however much Cooper Nickel is trying to make for some unknown reason. Missing double still plates. I'm amazed that this isn't. This isn't a more readily available craft. Of Doom. Two, so it's gonna be 10. Plug them back in, have it craft the empty cell. Throw these guys in here. And then it'll be all good to go. That's still an insane amount of Cooper Nickel to be making. Why does he even need this much? I mean, each one. Okay, so let's make it a full stack. So that means it needs four stacks to make this, right? No, it's making more than that. It's making 2 stacks of this, so it needs 8 stacks of Cooper Nickel. But that was significantly more than 8 stacks of Cooper Nickel. Yeah, why do we have like 27 stacks of Cooper Nickel? What else uses Cooper Nickel? They're all trying to go somewhere down over here. Is it this guy? Yeah. 4 EU overclocked would be 16. I could just slot in advance, no problem. Wait, now we're making more Cooper Nickel. Stop. You have a problem. You have a problem. More, why do we need more Cooper Nickel? I don't understand. do not understand. Alright, as a temporary band-aid solution, I suppose... You know, we can try this. I'm trying to see a point where we can do it. We can actually do it here. Right, I need a supplier, provider. Which was here. Did I just not grab it? Yeah, I just not grab it. Oh. Okay, we're gonna have to be fast with this one. Oh, hopefully everything's still intact. Okay, so why do I think this Band-Aid fix might work? I think while the Cupronickel is in this chest here, the system is losing sight of it. It's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I don't know Cupronickel. And so it goes and requests a bunch of Cupronickel, and then, well, you end up with 27 stacks. Oh yeah, it's missing a bunch of Cupronickel too. Because it got destroyed and they're running out of power. I guess I just have 27 stacks of Cupronickel now. I'm sure we'll use it eventually. She'll use it eventually, or I can like electrolyze or something to pull it apart. Grossular, calcium, garnet ore. There's a lot of stuff in there. Aluminum, silicone, oxygen. Aluminum, iron, silicone, oxygen. Calcium. There's chrome. I might just bite the bullet and close the game. Oh, this is holding the HUD or whatever, so I gotta give it a place to dump it. Yep. Alright, so we got this cutting machine. Do your job. Which means now we have wafers. And we're gonna wait on tantalum now. It's just so wild that it requests that much Cupronickel. Alright, I think... Yeah, we don't have a good supplier for that right now. Hey, we got good news at least. This is finally finished. No! Not allowed. I guess let's try. I was gonna say let's try to figure out some more of these ores. Like raw asbestos. We have MG. Is that magnesium, silicone, helium, not helium, hydrogen, and oxygen? So we can make crushed asbestos. So here's the whole tree, right? We can get magnesium. We want to just get asbestos. Asbestos can come magnesium, silicone, and oxygen, but is this used? This is used for mica sheets. That's right. It's potentially a source of magnesium if you desperately need it. Otherwise, it just needs to be turned into a dust. I think we can do that. Crushed asbestos and raw asbestos. And you get dust asbestos. And then we will end up with salt, silver, tetra, asbestos. Actually, we need a structure upgrade that, don't we? What about cryolite? What the heck? I didn't realize I had so much of this stuff. It's gonna be electrolyzed into sodium and aluminum and fluorine, which this could be a source of fluorine. I don't know of another good one. It can be used to make aluminum, but we have better ways to make aluminum at the current moment. Anything else in this tree that's helpful? No, but you do get a lot of this stuff. So this might be an electrolyzed for fluorine angle. The Pedialyte's the only other way it looks like. Because I haven't seen any of these other. I haven't seen any of these others. Alright, so this looks like our fluorine source. It's a high voltage thing. So we should purify you. Because you're about to get electrolyzed. That makes that part easy. Do I have cleaned cryolite anywhere? No, let's go clean it upstairs so that I can get the bottom one set up. Centrifuge is on this side, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's compressor. They look pretty similar. Yeah, basically the only difference is that one's round. Which I suppose makes sense for a centrifuge. Alright. Impure cryolite. import. Wait, that's impure pile. What am I doing? It's supposed to be the pure pile. It's supposed to be good stuff. Kyanite, aluminum, silicon, and oxygen. I have no clue what to do with coal dust. I figured you just power hammer this to get coal. But it's like coal dust has very few uses, I think. So it is a fuel, kinda. Okay, never mind. It's got more uses than I thought it did. Make 4 steel in 2.5 seconds. Okay, I suppose it's using the alloys. Perithium. Thermal generator fuels. Oh, come on. You gotta use pyrotheum for more than that. This stuff's so cool. Oh, you're using it for heating duct. And LUV. And a dense netherite plate. Insanely bonded netherite nanoparticles. What in the world? Wild stuff. Yeah, but pyrotheum's cool stuff. Haste alloy X fluid pipe. I'll also leave those for now. These guys got more work to do, and the centrifuges are gonna be overloaded 24/7 regardless of what we do. It's probably doing chalcopyrite at least. It probably needs like 3 stacks of this stuff, doesn't it? It's almost finished. Yeah, look. They didn't need that much cupronickel. Oh my god. These are produced by like literally 27 stacks. Whatever. Looks like some stuff's jammed. Oh well. That's a problem for future me, I suppose. Been pretty good. Feels good to get back into streaming. I got to work on the music player a little bit. I feel like this was a good test run of it. I got some improvements I want to do. Big things in Greg. Unfortunately, we really only got Chrome automated, but at least we know better how to do manganese. Manganese? Manganese. And we're ready to start doing medium voltage crafting, basically automated. We've completely filled up our low voltage. Which, yeah, I mean, there's no point to make another one that's low voltage. Especially since it takes literally forever in order to make the cables. But next stream will be at some point. Check out the Discord. That's where I always ping. There might be some lag. Okay, we should be back. I don't know. Maybe I definitely have to go back to Arch or something to figure out this GPU VRAM issue or whatever. But until next time, guys, take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.